Hey guys, this is Darius. This is really special. It is day 4, I think, at ECETI, and we're waking up and we're gonna have breakfast, me and Edwin, at this really cool place in Trout Lake. So I want to give a quick shout out. I think it's just a gas station, but they've got this beautiful cafe. So check this out. I wanted to show this to everybody. Really pretty place. Here we go. And check it out. Here we are. Here's Edwin. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
We're gonna have breakfast right here. This is good for a weary traveler. Definitely get a video of this quote here. Look at that. Today I will be happier than a bird with a French fry. That's actually pretty cool. All these old pictures of
Probably internet's not working.
out there. I like that quote. Today I'll be happier than a bird with a French fry. Look at this beautiful cup of coffee, beautiful company, beautiful weather. It's like awesome. Thank you. Oh wow, she brought huckleberries. So here's the question for you two.
Tell me,
Is a huckleberry a blueberry or is it something else? Kind of more sour than a blueberry. What do you think? Guys, if you're ever at ECETI, one place you can come eat, which is pretty close, is the Station Cafe. And it is Heavenly Grounds Coffee, Station Cafe, Trout Lake, Washington. And Edwin's being charged $27,000.
You should have got a picture of that.
I did.
$30.92.
Oh, we fixed it. Okay. 30. That's better. All right, guys, we are leaving the amazing event. We had an incredible session with Corey Good, and I'm going to be doing a plasma bed. So we're going to see you guys inside the tent.
No, we'll just take your shoes off.
Let me get these things because it's just.
Now, if you do, you want a blanket too?
Or I think in my mind it's good.
Here, I'll just grab you this. You want to throw this out on you?
I feel like there's just like a. This is my initial feeling. Like there's just this like pulsing feeling. I don't know.
I'll come back in 30 minutes.
Okay, because
You're hungry. We'll come back in 30.
Okay.
I'll turn it off. Hi, Darius.
Hi.
How you doing?
Wow. Okay.
Okay, when you get up, you may feel a little lightheaded.
Wow,
Okay.
that was trippy. Okay.
Okay, I'm lifting up the
Okay.
door.
Oh.
You can go down out. Watch out, there's Teddy here.
Hey, Ted.
Teddy.
Hey, Ted. Wow.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. It's my
You
fault.
want to come sit on the
Yeah,
chair?
let me get out.
Just take a minute.
Oh wow, you really got to integrate. It's almost like a.
Exactly.
It feels like a 0 point field or something.
Exactly. And so right over here we have the tensor ring.
Happened. That was amazing. So it's like I'm still moving. So when I got in there, the first thing I felt was, y'all saw me. I started touching the Gantz tubes, and I was like, "There's energy like pulsing," and the rhythm was kind of like this. And so when I got in there, I started feeling like that same exact cadence, like all the way through. And it didn't feel uncomfortable, but it felt almost like I was just kind of floating. Like I felt movement. I still feel movement, like my body attuned to it. So I just felt very relaxed. And the first thing I noticed was that like my hunger started going away because I hadn't eaten dinner. And I was like actually really hungry when I sat in the bed. Like my hunger went away. I didn't feel a lot of the physical like discomfort of that. And then I just felt very blissed out, like my awareness started going higher, and I was like trying to test it out, and I was like, well, let me try to think of something negative. It's like, let me think about like I couldn't hold a negative thought or frequency. And it was like, I just started like journeying with this thing, and I was just kind of floating. It was very interesting. And I feel like I started lifting up because I remember like kind of going up into like a light field and just kind of floating and feeling very blissful, and but I felt definitely like I was very, very high, and then you came in and it was like done. So it was very beautiful. I mean, this was really amazing. Hi everyone, I'm here at ECETI, and you just want to look right at that little dot right there. Hey everyone, I'm here at ECETI, and I met a really amazing guy from the minute I came in. This guy like reached out to me. He had this beautiful energy and this really great attitude, and of course first I complimented him on his beautiful goatee and the nice white hair, and I was like, man, that looks really cool. And then since then, he's been kind of like an angel at my side, not only helping out volunteering here, but always like just there at the right time to like share wisdom, share truth. And this guy is really like a new earth being. Like he's a guy that's already in the future, like looking at how the world can change, how we can live in a really beautiful way. And he's, you know, we're all going through our own journeys, but I wanted to ask him some questions and just share his light with the world. So what's going on, Anil?
Not a whole lot. How you guys doing? It's been a very busy, pleasant weekend full of lots of energy, lots of healing, lots of higher consciousness. It's really hard to find a place where everybody can come together and actually speak their truth and really be as strange as possible and be normal.
Yeah. So what's been your journey? Like how did all of it start, like to come to a place like this that's different energetically than the rest of the world? How did all this open up?
You know, it's kind of funny because I started to realize a couple of years ago, several years ago, that on a subconscious level there were these things that I wanted as far as the environment, the people to be around, the energy, the frequency, and it was just in the back of my mind, always wanting that. And the more I watched the news and watched the interactions in society where there was this friction and people were just dazed and confused. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm a little lost too, but I had positive intentions, you know, and trying to find truth. But I started, you know, finding these connections and connecting with people and starting to learn that, like just like a radio station, right? We tune into a specific channel, and then we run into those people in the crowd that happen to be tuned into that channel. And so that just started to happen more and more and more. And many years ago, you know, I ran into a friend that knew these guys, Jay and James. And then I came out here, and then I met these guys, and and fell in love with the place. You know, I learned about it, and then I fell in love with the place, and then, you know, I've always been pretty desensitized to all these energies, but I saw everybody else really having these magnificent experiences, and oh my God, the vortex, you know, and they're feeling it, and I'm just like, damn, I'm not feeling it. You know, not that I'm not feeling it, but that I'm desensitized, and I believe that it's probably, you know, being surrounded by the electronics and the Wi-Fi's and you know, all this stuff, you know, and so just over time, I realized that, you know, that was my tribe.
Wow.
The people that were coming here, was my tribe.
Yeah.
So once I left, it wasn't even necessarily that, you know, oh, I'm leaving ECETI.
Because you weren't here full time, like you were coming in.
No, I was coming in and out.
And then you were leaving.
As a friend, as a visitor.
Now, let me ask you a question, because I'm thinking there's a lot of people that watch this video and they think like they're broken, there's something wrong with them, they're not productive, they're not smart, they don't have genius, they're not, you know, but
I can feel that.
Your thing is like, you realize though that in the right environment, the right frequency,
it's a platform for expression.
it's like you shift, like you realize like you're made different maybe for a reason, right? Exactly. And it happens to bring you into that environment because you're made different for a reason, right?
Right, we all are.
Yeah.
And you know, we learn that we come here and we choose our traumas and we choose our experiences, and then for so long I thought to myself, why would I choose that? Why would I choose all this pain? Why would I choose to suffer? And but you know, I had this really interesting conversation with a guy who was raised on very fundamental religious views, and so we got in this conversation about reincarnation because it was something that he had been curious about, and he's like, I don't believe it. He's like, what's your take on it? And knowing that he was very anti, you know, anything related to the so-called New Age, which is actually the oldest of all ages. But
yeah, throw that one in. It's actually like the
beginning of what we've learned here, at least in this plane.
Exactly.
But I told him, I said, look, okay. He said, well, what do you say about the murderers and the people that hurt children?
Right.
And I said, well, okay, well, look at it this way. What if, you know, you've got this terrible person that murders children, and he's a rapist, and he's just is the most horrible you can imagine, and people are like, we need to string him up and kill him off, and And I said, well, okay, well, think of that as being the worst type of person. And then he passes away. And now he incarnates into a life where his mother's an alcoholic, his father's a drug addict, he's being beaten left and right. Not that I support it,
we don't
but
condone
it's almost like in this life, his prior life, he was pushing forward the karma that he would walk into.
That's right.
And he would walk into this experience. And so now he's walking through this life of experience of pain and suffering, and then he dies this lonely, death, and then he reincarnates, whether by choice or by however it works. I believe by choice, or a contract, or But then he comes back, and now he's a counselor. Now he works with organizations helping to be a therapist for people that have trauma and suffering. So here's a cycle where if everything is infinite and nothing is permanent, and we're constantly recycling into this evolutionary spiritual growth, what happens is we're taking the fundamentals of the way that everything in life can be from every perspective. Every type of life, type of emotion, type of suffering, type of happiness. And then when we're done experiencing everything that can possibly be experienced, then that's what the Hindus called moksha, is when you become one with the original creator.
Right, it's source expressing itself, and then it goes up higher and higher to source.
Right.
Yeah.
So finally starting to come to those terms for myself.
Very cool.
That's what at least helped me. It helped alleviate my own pain.
Okay.
Looking at my own life, saying to myself, well, I don't have this long-term career. I haven't gone to school and got multiple degrees. I don't have a full-time family.
So these are all the thoughts that come into your head.
These were the thoughts, right?
Yeah.
And that was creating pain for me, because it made me feel like, well, am I not living, this life that I'm supposed to live? Am I not coming here and being responsible and having a career? And so when you get around people that have all that, it kind of makes you feel like, well, did I miss the boat? Did I miss the mark?
So then what did you do? What is the approach? Like, if someone feels that way, because there's all that self-judgment, and one of the things we learned, I just want to share, and you know this too, that one of the things that the lower energies will do, the control grid matrix, reptilian, whatever we want to call it, they'll put these, Peter Maxwell Slattery said this, they'll put these feedback loops in your brain,
and they're not even your thoughts,
that make you think and go back to the past and think about all these situations. So what would you recommend? Because now I know there may be people like, man, I identify with this guy. What would you say to help move people out of that?
Well, I'm still moving out of it myself.
And first of all, that's amazing, because he's being honest and he's being real, that he can make a difference, and you can come on, sit down. We got another beautiful person here.
What kind of stories are you telling?
Oh, it's good stuff.
Oh.
So he was just honest and said, I'm still in it. But from that place of authenticity and being what you are, now you've elevated power, because you're not fighting something and saying, oh, it's not me. Now your answer will come as to what could they do.
Well, that's just like they say, if you're, and I've always been a transparent person. I don't try to hide. I'm human, so I don't try to hide.
All right, we're all three in the frame now.
I'm not trying to hide it. I'm transparent, because in order for me to heal and find remedies for me to move into that healing, I need to express. I'm trying not to own the issue, saying I have this problem, but seeing where the issues of personal development are hinging up.
Yep.
And without taking ownership and becoming the problem, it's a symptom. It's a symptom of a block of energy, or something that needs to move through. Yeah. And I know that by going through these experiences, I'm going through the learning lesson of overcoming them. Yeah. And that's allowing, because I believe that every problem comes wrapped in a package of problems.
Yeah.
Every gift comes wrapped in a package of problems.
That is very true.
And it's equivalent
to the size. But you know what? You know what's interesting is you said that, because many people see every problem as more problems. But if you find the gift, you realize that problem is the gift. Like for me, I went through a marriage that didn't work out, and I got a divorce, and I thought it was the worst thing in the world. I was screaming, crying, trying to figure out everything. I went to go see a friend of mine, and I was an attorney at the time. I didn't like my life. I was miserable, and I went to go see a friend of mine, and his wife wrote out for me this huge, it was almost like a book of how to win her back, right? Yeah. And I was ready to go back to my town and make it work. And then she said one thing that took that problem wrapped in a whole bunch of other problems, and she found the gift. And she said, are you sure you want to go back? And I was like, wait a minute, just stop right there. let me try that on. And it was like, you know, when you open up something with your mouse, like a window, and the whole new computer screen opens up, and you're like, oh my God. And I saw a whole new life.
Yeah.
It was like the gift was right there. So you're right on,
It's like
man.
removing the splinter
You're
that was
right
in your
on.
vision.
Yeah, you're right on.
Yeah.
And when we stop trying to hold all the world together and like fight to like make it all work, and we just go, okay, where's the gift? What is it I'm here to do? And like, where do I just go and be in the flow? So
and I've noticed that going back into my past, when I would have all these challenges and problems, and I would have all this anguish and suffering and depression over it, judging myself for it. Once I finally realized that it was something that I could resolve, then the resolution became clear.
Yeah.
Because I owned the fact that I could resolve it at some point.
yeah.
Then I gave myself permission to have the answer.
Yeah.
And then it showed up. Then I started to realize that whenever I got into this expectation that as long as I know the answer is coming and that I'm asking the right question, it always shows up. And that's when my path of awakening started to speed up. Because with every answer, my expectation became much more clear.
That's key. So when you ask for the answers, like, then what do? Where do you look? What are the signs? Like, what are the ways?
Stop looking.
Okay, stop looking. But then what are the ways it shows up? I like it. Hey, man, I'm cool.
It's like the book that falls on the floor.
Okay.
You know, the things that they talk about
when you get
in
on the
the
flow, like when you go with the flow, or when you go with the force, maybe the force be with you. Once you get in the flow, then the answers come, and the people come, and the situations come.
Yeah. Then you're in that state of allowing.
Yep.
You know, especially when you're allowing everything to flow through. And
we're doing a video. Get in on this, Chris.
Talking about healing.
Are you gonna come in the back?
Yeah.
Come on in,
hey,
dude.
buddy. I met this guy last night.
Yeah.
We hung out and watched the sunrise.
Yeah, strange experience.
Yeah, all night apparently.
You did, I did.
Trying to get all you guys
that's
in
what I'm
here.
talking
That was so weird.
So here's the thing, man. Here's the big lesson, right? So Anil was telling me your gift and your mission, which was you wanted to share your truth, you wanted to share your work, and just by you sharing that with me, I shared and said, hey, let's do it right now. Let's not wait. And then now we have this beautiful being of light and this beautiful being of light here sharing their truth. So when you share your gift, more people get to share their light, and shit opens up that you can't even imagine. So don't ever wait to share your gift. You don't need anything. You don't need I got a phone. This is not even the newest Apple phone. That's all I'm doing, right?
Right. I think a lot of us too.
These phones are so clear now too that like you don't even want to see. You know, I'm like I'm 47, so I'm like, dude, I don't even want to see my face with the super clear resolution. I'm like, this is just fine. I don't want I cut myself off, so it's good. You don't want the super computer.
Well, you got a damn good skin for 47.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I'm just catching up. You're only a couple years ahead of me. I'm like right behind you, so.
Hey, it's ECETI, right?
It is ECETI.
So Chris, what's up with you, man? Tell us about you, brother.
Oh shoot, man! I had an amazing
This guy's
experience.
a trip. He lives in my city. He lives in Austin.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Austin, yeah.
What's up?
I had an amazing experience last night with Anil, like sitting out there underneath him, like looking at the mountain. He dozed off for a second.
Yeah, it was
a
like
few minutes.
we were watching sunrise.
Yeah, and I was looking at the mountain, just like seeing how beautiful it was.
Yeah.
And it turned purplish pink.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He was describing every detail to
Then
it too.
these little, you know what a glyph is? Do you know what a glyph is? It's like a little character from an alphabet.
Yeah.
It was the alphabet characters of a regular alphabet, A, B, C, D, upper and lowercase, and these runes. You know what runes are?
Mm-hmm.
These
Runes.
Celtic runes.
Runes.
R-U-N-E-S.
No, I don't
runes.
know what that is, and
It's
probably
like
people don't know either.
They're
like
like the
these-
little stones
It's a
that have the
divination
symbols
stone.
on them.
Oh,
like
my
really-
wife watches Outlander, so she loves
Right.
the runes and all that, where they touch the stones.
Yeah, it's like these little stones with their
Yeah.
characters on them. They're really simple. They're very simple.
There's a book that goes with it, and it tells
They're
you
almost
what
like
each symbol
they're almost like tarot cards on
Yeah.
Pull
stones.
'em.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Pull
almost
'em
like a
and
tarot
you-
card on a stone.
you
It
line
gives you
'em
a
up and you
message.
read
I don't
'em.
know anything about
So in the mountain,
Divination.
it got filled up with these little characters, sort of like how the Matrix works, but it was like blinking them all in and
Oh,
out.
dude.
He's describing this
And-
to me the whole time, and I'm laying there like wrapped in my blanket.
And then it starts to erupt, like a volcano,
Wow.
and all these symbols were like vortexing out, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And they started to like come up and create this like massive vortex, and it went up into the air and then came all falling down everywhere around here for like a 2 or 3 miles around here. All these little letters and characters. I'm like, what is going on?
That is it.
So
And I
You went
looked
right back into
away.
the Matrix.
Well,
I
that
look-
was what I was thinking. Like
Yes.
you could see the Matrix,
It was-
like
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
program or whatever it was, like the glitch between dimensions, because it's a
So you have
dimensional
to-
portal.
Right.
you have to
It's-
stay up late to see that stuff.
It was at
Yeah,
4:30
yeah, yeah.
in the
Once
morning.
everybody goes to
Wow.
bed and everybody else is kind of straggling around, those
you saw
last few hours of
letters?
the night is when
Oh, is that
all
what
these
it is?
But
crazy
see,
things.
that's what Ben said from
Codes
the
and
Edge of Wonder
letters.
show.
I was out there with them.
It
Oh,
was
you
just
were?
I was the
from
one.
the
Remember, he was
like a
explaining people
volcano.
fighting with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sword.
yeah.
That
Oh,
was
that
us.
was.
showering
Oh,
down.
wow.
We had the
that's a trip.
lightsaber out
What
there.
is that?
That's
And he
a
had the
trip.
laser
That's
shooting
a trip.
shooting the trees, and for
And
20 minutes
they
we
were
thought that
telling
there
me
was
that
something in the trees, and it
everyone's
was
getting
Ben
downloaded.
messing with us with the laser
No.
on the other side of the
Oh,
field.
Lord.
Spiritual
Those
code.
This is
guys.
at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Damn them.
What is
Alright,
that?
We got a new guy. What's up?
What's up?
Who do
This
we
is
have?
Lewis. This
And then
is
we'll get
Lewis.
to you
now.
real fast
This
because
is
we're getting
Lewis
all
right
this
there.
on video for the channel. Who do we have? Lewis?
I am Lewis, and
Hey,
guess
Lewis.
what? Chris was just telling a story that I had a dream very similar about.
Oh wow.
What?
So yeah, it was basically it was like a Hogwarts style dorm I was in with friends, people. We were all like
Wow.
hanging out, just doing nothing really. Then all of a sudden, all of our phones just started lighting up, and all of us were getting text messages and calls saying, "Go outside, go outside." We go outside. It's nighttime,
Uh-huh.
and we look up in the sky, and there's like flying ships, but they're all letters, and they're coming
Wow.
together, and they merge together, and they're creating words and phrases.
I didn't see any
Dang.
words or phrases, but they were all flying
And-
around.
And so,
So that was your
What?
dream, right?
I had a dream, and the people that were standing next to me is like, yeah,
Wow.
it was a perfect example of how we'll see
Wow.
the same thing standing right next to each other from
Right.
the same perspective and get two different takes from it. So I
Wow.
thought it was a super positive message. Like
Wow.
we're here to help. And
Yeah.
the person next to me, they were scared. They
See all
got
you're doing,
angry.
man? You open up
Really?
all these people to share
Yeah,
their.
I would-
And how many people could
That's-
watch this?
yeah,
this is
yeah.
awesome.
How
It
many
was-
people will see this?
Oh, well, I don't know, a couple thousand
Yeah,
eventually.
that's
Okay,
awesome.
Okay, so
tell
my
me
name's
about you and
Aubra
your
from
truth. Wait,
Seattle.
what's your name? Say it slow.
Aubra from
Aubra,
Seattle.
okay.
So today I went out to the field and did some meditation,
Okay.
and I closed my eyes and I kept seeing the line beings. So I thought that was pretty cool because
Very
that's the first
cool.
time I've seen.
So
any
tell
of
people
the
about the
big-
lion beings, because I did not know about the lion beings till
Oh, boy.
coming here.
Until James was talking
And
about
James talked
You know,
about it.
You're on it.
Oh, God.
You're on it, and I actually felt them too at different
definitely
points
felt
today.
them.
So tell people about the
Well,
lion
they're-
beings.
okay, I think their names are Cha, Bakal, and Kaha.
Oh, okay, you got names. Wow.
Well, because I took
Look
the,
at
I
her.
took the mastery course and the ambassador training, so I'm pretty sure I got that right, but I'm not
And those
positive.
are
Wow.
the names of the
But
beings
so
that he
there's
talks
the
about.
lion beings, and then there's the cats, cat beings. So I think I was seeing
Oh.
some cats too. But I just thought it was interesting because I've come here and I feel the energy,
Yeah.
and I've gotten healing and whatnot, but I haven't seen anything. I've seen spaceships for sure. when they're flying
Wow.
around, but
Wow.
and the lights on the mountain.
You see
that's
orbs
not-
too,
I've seen orbs,
Yeah.
but that's the first time I kind of got.
but no unicorns
something.
and fairies
No
yet.
unicorns
Okay.
and fairies.
Amazing.
Sadly.
Wow.
So
It's
anyways,
a
it was
matter
really
of
cool.
time.
Yeah, I did.
Gosh,
See, I
It
did
was
see
pretty
the
clear,
fairies.
too,
Amazing.
yeah.
I would
So-
like an explanation about what that was. Like, guys, it's super weird. And
I don't know, man.
unexpected. Like,
you need
I've
to
never
ask Corey
heard-
Good is who you need to ask.
Maybe somebody. If anybody out there knows, like, I would put a comment
I wonder
below
what-
or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
put a
yeah.
comment
Put a
below
comment
if you
below.
know what
I
Chris
would
saw.
like to understand what
Yeah,
that
you gotta all
was
do the
because
comment below. That's really
I am
important for your
confused.
videos. And hit like
I
and
wonder what
subscribe if
James
you
went.
enjoy
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, for sure,
guys,
sure.
I think before we run out of battery, let's just send everybody a huge bit of love. And if you have a good intention for the world, we'll just send it out. And, you know, everybody's collective heart together. I mean, this is really like the 5D New Earth right here
It
at
is.
ECETI. And so it's anywhere, though, that you are where you're connected to another human being and in love, to be honest, I feel like, too. So
That's right, Jerry.
we're just sending
Right.
love to all you guys. And thanks for being here. And whatever you're going through, it's not the end. It's just the beginning. You're amazing beings of light. And we all love you here from ECETI. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.